One. Hey, everybody, it's Randy with Source One Marketing and your host of Building Wins Live and the YouTube channel, Let's Chat with Randy Chafin. We're doing another little simulcast today through over both platforms. And I got a guy that's just, it's a great bud, man. Josh Nowlin. Nolan. I always say Nowlin, but it's Nolan.
Well, it's spelled that way,
I know.
I've dealt with it my whole life, so
Well, you
I
confuse
don't
me.
get too excited about it.
Change it to Smith, will you? That's easier
I
for me.
should, yeah.
Would you? All
Josh
right.
Smith, yeah.
Josh Smith. Anyway, Josh Nowlin, man, an industry pro, and he's director of sales and marketing at Burroughs Post Frame Supply, and also, which is the subject of today's chat, the National Frame Builders show coming up in Oklahoma City. He is the current vice president, which also then makes him the president-elect, which is like a big way of saying next time around he'll be president, unless he really screws up or something.
Yeah, I'd have to do something really bad at this point.
But we are talking about you, so I mean, there's
It could
always
happen. You never,
it's never no. The answer is never, never.
you never
But
know. I'm going to be
anyways,
on the A game this year.
yeah, you better be. Anyways, welcome, my man. Glad to have you.
Hey, Randy, how's it going, man? It's been a while, you know?
It has been. It's. I think the last time we was together was in Galveston, Texas, for an NFBA board meeting. I think was the last time we was together.
Yeah, it sure was. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you in Oklahoma City. Was it 4 weeks?
Yeah,
4.5, something like that.
yeah. It's not very. It's coming fast, man. It seemed like a long ways away, and as a matter of fact, it's funny. I'm getting ready for a long travel coming up next week, including being at the WFBA event on the February 3rd or 4th or whatever for a couple of days. And anyways, I'm getting ready to get some rough stuff around, getting packed. And all of a sudden I realized I needed to bring my NFBA shirts that we all wear, us board members wear at the show. I had to put them out front and center in my closet over here in my office again, because I'm going, you know what? I'll forget these stupid things, because I'm still thinking, well, that's not till February, late February, right? That's a ways away. And after I do this 10 days on the road and I get back, settled back in for 2-3 days, it's like 2 weeks, right?
Time to go. Yeah, it'll be time to go again.
So anyway,
yeah.
But so let's dive right in, man. We know we're coming up to the show. Tell everybody what, for anybody that really be silly enough, tell us what the NFBA really is, if you don't know, if you're just catching this for the first time and not really sure, you're in the post frame world, or maybe you service the post frame building world, what it is and why we do what we do.
Yeah, so NFBA stands for National Frame Builders Association, and what we do is we're an association that serves the entire industry, the post frame industry. So anything related to post frame, whether you're a contractor or material supplier, vendor, if you service the post frame industry, or even if you don't service the post frame industry, we have institutions like banks, lending institutions, software companies. You can imagine it. We have them at the NFBA show and at the expo, which is our one big event a year. We do an expo. So this year we're at Oklahoma City, downtown OKC. And it's not quite a week. As board members, we have to come in a little early and things of that nature. But for everybody listening, it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? So all day Wednesday, all day Thursday, Friday. But you want to come in Tuesday night if you want to be there Wednesday morning for the educational sessions.
Yep, and great segue. You'd almost think you hosted a podcast or something too. That's pretty amazing.
This is number 3 today.
Exactly. Hey, well, while we're at it, give a shout out to your podcast. Why not?
Yeah. Post Frame 360. We started that. It's at work at Burroughs. We started Post Frame 360, and it was just another segue, another way to get information to our clients. Really, is why we started it. A lot of our customers are all contractors that build things for a living. And so they're in their crew trucks and they're driving, job site to job site, or they're on the job site, listening to stuff. And think about emails. You get so many a day, and before you know it, your inbox has 1,000 emails. And, it's a way for us to get the word to our customer. Now, it's slowly started to blossom into more than that. We have people from all over the country tuning in now that don't even buy anything from us. So it's really neat. You listen to the first 3 or 4 we recorded. It was pretty treacherous. I didn't know how to work the equipment and you know all of that stuff, but we've got good Wi-Fi now and got good equipment, and so it's been fun to listen to that back and listen to the transition, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
it's good. Post frame 360. That's
yep.
it.
It's a good podcast. I try to catch everyone, and I enjoy it. You guys do a great job of that. So anyway, so back to the NFBA. So we're going to get together in February. Um, and one of the things that I love about this, everything to do with the association, everything to do is especially if you're a vendor. Let's talk from that aspect for a minute. It's more than just showing up, setting up the day before, and show up 10 minutes before the show hall opens and hand out candy bar and knickknacks and head to the local pub, right? That's a part of it. But it's such a great opportunity to be there in front of the people that are actually using your products. It's a great way to help educate people about your products, about your services, about what you do. And I'm a big believer in we don't get where we want to take this industry, the post frame industry, uh, without doing it together, right? Rising tides raise all ships, as they say, and if we do this together, vendors with the builders, with association personnel, that's how we grow this thing, right? Is doing this thing together and actually participating as opposed to just taking all the time. Does that make any sense at all?
Yeah, and we both serve the vendors, right? Because we're not only on the board, but like as our jobs, full-time
Mm-hmm.
jobs. So we have a booth there. We have a big 24, or no, we're 30 by 40 this year, 1,200 square feet, right in the center of the floor. You'll find Burroughs, one of our partner companies, Classic. But what we're I would recommend, if you're a vendor, to your point, Randy, there's a lot more that goes into this than, I mean, it can be exactly what you said and that's it, but it just doesn't make sense, right? It's a
Right.
huge investment. If your company is investing in you to go, the booth set up, the you've got the rental, the floor space, you've got the booth itself, you've got to ship the booth. It's got to be moved from the dock to the spot. You got to have the carpet and the lights and all that. I mean, it can easily be hundreds of thousands to that you invest into a big trade show operation. Um, you got to make it worth it.
Yep.
So prepare yourself. As you're going into the show, be prepared. Make sure you have a plan. Like, you know, know your differentiators. Why you're different than the other two roll formers on the floor, right? Like,
Right.
how are you different? Why would somebody want to buy from you? And have a plan. To how are you going to retrieve your leads? What you're going to do with those leads? What you're going to say to them when they're in your booth? Are you going to have a show special? Have you shared that with the NFBA staff so they can promote it? And there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot that goes into it, just besides the networking, which
Right.
is a very big part of it.
Yep. Well, and what you just hit on too is what are you gonna do? You have a follow up plan for those leads after the show? Nothing worse than here. Let me shoot your badge, but you didn't ask him any questions, any qualifying questions. You didn't find out even if it might he might literally be there with his friend Billy. Because Billy lost his driver's license and he's his driver, right? I mean, find out who these people are. But worse yet, are you calling them back? Do you have a plan on how you're going to get a hold of them? Make notes. Be prepared, because if you spend all that money and then you don't follow up with these people, guess who's not coming to your booth next year?
Hmm.
They're not. You may have lost them forever. It's like I told this guy that I wanted to talk about whatever product or service you're offering. Never heard from him. But geez, the other three guys on the show that sell similar products called me. Guess where you are in that totem pole? You're not even on the pole. You're just out the door. So I think it's important.
Exactly.
You're right to pre-plan that stuff, and
Mhm.
like you said, it's a lot of money, a lot of time, but the good news, there's so many things there to bring our builder friends to the show. The educationals, and I think we do a great job of setting the show up to where we're not stepping on showtime. with the educationals. I think it's the educationals that we do are first class with any show. I'd put them up against any show in the industry. I think the speakers that we cover a myriad of that's a big word for me. I can't spell it, but a myriad of
Oh,
that's a big one. I'm kind of like smart, but of different types of education. So let's talk about that while we're here before we move
hmm
on. I mean, that's a big part of. I mean, a lot of those rooms are packed. I mean, we're personal friends, you and I, with a lot of the folks that we invite back on a pretty regular basis, and there's a reason we invite them back because they're popular, right? But I've never sat in a presentation that I didn't get something out of, and I've done this for longer than you've been alive. I think, Josh, that's how old I am. But
you are old.
easy. You didn't
But
have to really say that,
it
but
just didn't have to take it that far.
yeah, not really, but okay.
So, so on Post Frame 360, the next 5 weeks leading up to the show, we're having one of the speakers on each week, right? And I just interviewed Javon William or Javon Wooten. I'm sorry, Javon Wooten. Um, he is amazing. Like at one point in our podcast, I literally had goosebumps running up and down my spine. So these are the kind of guys and gals that we're bringing in to speak at these shows. So the NFBA, we try to cater to as many folks as we can, right? Because we've got builders there, we've got business owners, we've got crew members. We've got, I'm maybe the marketing director of a building company. And so we have three tracks of education, right? We've got business management. Okay. That could serve a certain part of the crowd, sales and marketing, and then technical, right? The technicals kind of could be safety, technical research, that kind of a thing. But the lineup each day, so each morning, okay, so go have breakfast. They have breakfast in the hallway. I think we're on floor 3 of the convention center. There's breakfast served in the hallway. There's coffee, drinks, and the hey, secret to you vendors out there listening: don't sleep in. Go up there and get a cup of coffee and mingle. All your customers are there,
Right.
and a lot of times I've been on both sides of this fence. Okay, vendors can go out, they take their clients out, they stay out late, they have a good time. The next morning, they're nowhere to be found because the trade show floor doesn't open till noon, right? Great for them if you want to sleep till 10 o'clock, right? Take your clients out, wrap it up, get a good night's sleep, and go visit in the morning. It's well worth it. So, enough of that soapbox, but yes, great sessions. I'm super excited about it this year. As board members, we get to sign up to go introduce them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really good as well. But yeah, if again, we're not here to plug Post Frame 360, but again, we've got 5 speakers coming up. The first release I think will be this Friday. So over the weekend, if you're snowed in or it's cold and you're not doing anything, check it out. Javon is worth a listen.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, yeah, well said. And, something that you just hit on, and it's, I, I preach it a lot because I'm passionate about it. And so I love to hear other people say it is, like you said, you're spending tens, if not hundreds. You're spending tens of thousands if you don't do much at all, right? You come in kind of
Mhm.
small, but you can spend a whole lot more than that. And to not be where the people are is I'll be nice and just say it's silly. To
Mhm.
not be where they are. What better place? There's 2 spots at these shows, right? There's that breakfast, coffee, breakfast. They're just hanging out. You can look for their badge and say, "Oh my God, are you from New York State? What do you guys do up there?" You start a conversation with people you don't even know. That's how you meet new people. And the other place that that's a mistake, and this working a show, in my opinion, has nothing to do necessarily with a sponsored event that we're talking about here, but one of the great spots to be in a whole trade show, regardless of whose trade show it uh, is the host hotel bar. I don't even care if you drink or not, but that's where everybody goes. And why you would just take off to go do whatever it is you're going to do, you're there for a purpose, right? Why don't
Mm-hmm.
you want to go in there and see 10, 12, 15, 20 people glad handing and bro hugging and hollering across the way? That's where the action happens, right? And so I love the fact that you brought that up is attend those events, set in on those training sessions and the educational, even if you're a vendor, because you may learn something. I mean, I learn something every time. Like you said, we get to introduce some speakers, which is always another one of the benefits of being on the board. But I don't just introduce somebody and leave. I like to sit in there and listen to what they're talking about because I learn something every time. So,
Mm-hmm.
really important to do. Um, the other thing, Josh, that we do a lot of is so many extracurricular activities, right, that are sponsored by the NFBA.
Right.
Women in Post Frame, for example, Christians in Construction. So let's talk about the foundation auction. Let's talk about some of the things that we do and a little bit of idea for anybody because there's a nice cross section again, right? You may not attend everything, you might go out with one of your big suppliers and a big night out on dinner and you skip something. I get that. Not everybody does everything, but I think we offer enough cross section of events. There's one
Mm-hmm.
or two that you're going to want to catch, right? So let's walk through those a little bit.
Yeah, in my opinion too is Randy is try to spread it out a little bit, right? Like I mentioned before, if you're going to the Plyco event, that's a long. It's 8 to midnight, open bar. I mean, I've seen people stumble out of there at midnight. Okay, not a good plan. If you're, I mean, it's just like real life, right? If you're at the bar past 10 o'clock at night, nothing good is going to come out of it, right?
Yep.
I'm not saying you're going to get in trouble and you're not responsible, but you might be talking to somebody and you might think this is a big prospect for me, but they're drunk, they're having a good time, they don't want to talk business, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, but maybe earlier in the night before they get to that point, they are willing to talk a little business. Okay. So just, 8 to 10, cut it short. Plan on getting up the next morning, hitting breakfast at 7:30 and the educational sessions at 8 o'clock. Right. Um, so yeah, you mentioned Christians in Construction. That's a long standing staple of the NFBA show. Like-minded folks, Christ, centered people get together, non-alcoholic event, food, hors d'oeuvres, fellowship, that kind of thing. If that's you, be there. It's worth it. Okay. Um, the Plyco reception, the one I mentioned, it's long. Thank you, Plyco, for that. We love you for that. It's a great event. If you can't get there early, don't stay till midnight. Okay. And then you had mentioned the foundation auction. It's also the official Expo social event, right? And we a few years ago we started the NFBA Foundation, and with that foundation, um, one of our big focuses right now is education and offering scholarships, right, to anyone in the industry or has a family member in the industry, as long as they're enrolled in college and they're going to school for something that could dovetail into post frame industry, even if it's accounting. Hey, post frame industry needs accountants, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, construction services. I mean, whatever it is, I'm not going to go through a long list of things, but the foundation support. And actually, this year, Randy, I don't know if you heard or not, but during the NFBA award ceremony and luncheon, they're also going to they're giving out their first two scholarships.
Mm,
So they've been awarded, and we're going to give
nice.
those out. And hope to have the two scholarship recipients there to accept the scholarships. It's just exciting, right?
It is.
Exciting stuff going on, and I know I've talked a lot, but if you want me to go into a little bit about what's going on there at that Expo Social, I'd love to take it a little further. Is that all right with you?
Absolutely. Take it a little further,
Okay.
and then we want to circle back to the women in post frame too because
Okay.
I
Yeah, we
love
won't
that. I
forget that
love
one.
that one too.
Well,
So
I
go
know
ahead.
you. Yeah, I know you do. So we're going to get back to that one, and but yeah, at that foundation, I mean, one of I don't know, my favorite part probably is the silent auction. I love a good silent auction. I mean, there's all kinds of items donated to the foundation, and then they're auctioned off that evening. So over the years, we've had a lot of things. They have a cornhole tournament usually. This year's theme is rodeo. So if you're showing up, you might wear your best cowgirl hat and your cowgirl boots and your buckle and all that stuff. You'll fit right in.
Josh,
Um,
yeah, hold on.
yeah.
I heard that they're going to saddle up the vice president, and you get to ride him around the hall like a bull riding thing. Is
Hey,
that?
I'm up for it. I'm up for it. Yeah, absolutely. You know, yeah. Well, there's a few people I'd rather not, but you know. But speaking of riding, I hear there might be a mechanical bull. There's going to be all kinds of fun stuff going on at this thing. So if you're at the NFBA this year, be sure to at least make an appearance to see what it's all about. Come to the Expo Social. Um, that's Thursday evening. Always a good time. Uh, so yeah. What
Yep.
else? What else do we
Well,
have?
and nice thing with that, just to piggyback on that, Josh, is this is something that you can, as an attendee, whether you're a builder attendee or exhibitor, you show up for the foundation and support this. This is a real opportunity to actually see something that you bid on and won. Getting that prize is who cares? It's the fact that you see where that money's going, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I love the idea that we're hopefully going to have a couple of the recipients get those, because now you actually get to see that young guy or young girl actually get that award and know this is a real person that when I made that silent auction and won, or I made that silent bid and drove the price up, and there's monies available to do this, you get to actually be a part of something other than just kind of showing up and having an extra beer and cigar, right?
That's right.
And
Oh yeah.
I think it's a beautiful thing.
So 5 to 7 on Wednesday, we have the Women in Post Frame. That's at the Petroleum Club. We are providing transportation to that. I've never been to a women, and I'm scared to go. I mean, I've had several of the staff members. They're all female, and they've invited me to go, but I'm nervous. Have you ever been to it, man?
I went last year. I paid a quick visit. Um, and it scared the hell out of me. Yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But I really enjoyed it because you'd look long and hard, and I know you feel the same way, to find anybody that's a bigger supporter of women. Period. And in the industry specifically, I know you and I come from the same page. There's so many incredible women that do incredible jobs, and a lot of them do stuff way better than probably most of us men could do it, if we're being brutally honest, right? They're just really good at what they do, and I'm glad they have their own ability to, and that we can be involved in helping facilitate that. So I just think it's a great event.
Yeah.
I'll be there for a while. Uh, I think I got a couple other events later in the evening, but yeah, if you're a woman in the industry, whatever you do, it's worth being at. There's some really quality people there. I know a lot of, as you and I both know, a lot of the people that'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's a great event, man. You want to be there, and if you're in the industry and you're there and you have women on your team, again, tell them to go over there.
Oh,
You
100%.
split up a little bit, even if you got to be somewhere else for something else. Say, hey, go ahead, I'll get you an Uber, whatever you got to do, or I won't need an Uber because we got the shuttle. Go over and spend some time, 2-3 hours with some industry pros. Somebody that we all know and love a lot. Good friends of both of ours. Emily, Mrs. Postframe, will be there. She's very involved. Stacy
Mm-hmm.
Lynn, I assume, will be there again. She was last year. Uh, there's just tons of great people to meet and to network with. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'd highly
I
recommend
mean,
that.
our immediate past president, Robin, right?
Robin will be there.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
definitely. So there's a lot of females, too many to mention. I
Yep.
know you mentioned a few here, but
We
but
can go through it all if you want. I got
the one
time.
thing the one thing I do know, Randy, about this event is that it's jam packed, elbow to elbow. Wherever
Yes.
they have this event, there are a lot of women there, which is great. It's doing exactly what it was designed to do. Like-minded women in the post-frame industry, sharing stories, probably talking about us,
Probably.
sharing stories. No, that's a little arrogant. They're probably not talking about us.
Well, no,
I
okay,
meant in a
okay.
bad way, but
Well, I'm going to say, Josh, I did hear a couple stories about you. I meant to talk to you about sometime alone, but
Okay.
anyway.
Yeah. Well, Maybe later. Maybe
Yeah.
later. Let's not share it with the world
Yeah,
today.
we probably shouldn't. No. Yeah. Okay. No, we really shouldn't. No, no, I'm just kidding. But no, it's a great event. So, what else we got? Well, we
Well,
touched.
for our builder members or anybody who's interested in watching a little structure get built, I'm going to be involved in building a post frame demo building um, on the trade show floor in the demo area. Burroughs is going to bring the materials in, the framing materials. We're involving a lot of companies in this deal. It's not just Burroughs. Rapid Frame's going to be involved in it. Ridgeline Anchors involved. Um, I think maybe Plyco, McElroy Metals involved. MPI is going to be involved. Um, that's who I can think of off the top of my head. But there's a lot of involvement from a lot of different companies. And once this shed, is complete and built and ready to roll, we're building it on a skid so that it can be loaded up onto a trailer. And it's the NFBA. We're actually donating that shed to the homeless shelter in Oklahoma City.
Yep.
So what a good way to end the show, right?
It is. It
Is
is.
is is
Yep.
to be able to donate that to the local homeless shelter, and I'm sure they need it. I'm sure, right?
Oh, I'm sure they do. Every city needs it, and I just that's another one of those examples that I love about this association is everybody's all out giving back to the industry, right? They're involving themselves, and they're not just living off of; they're living in the industry. And that's a pet word I've used lately a lot, and I like it. Is you got to live in the industry that you are blessed to be involved with, not just live off the industry. And if not, you do what you want to do, but if you're missing an opportunity to give back, and you're missing because I think you'll agree, but you don't if you don't. But I've always found, Josh, that whatever amount of giving that you put out there with no expectations, it always comes back 1,000,000%, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not in ways
Yeah.
you expect, not because I do something for you, Josh, you're necessarily going to do something back, but karma, cosmo,
Mm-hmm.
God, I don't, whatever place you want to put that, you just do the right stuff. And I think that's the one thing that I really uh, found in the few years that I've got to serve with a bunch of you great people in the industry on the board, that I found that I didn't realize before. I thought it was a trade show, and then you went home. That's, yeah, whatever. That's cool. And I realized all the work with a lot of people all year long.
Yeah, you want to
Uh,
talk about a big project. I was going to share this and talk about it a little bit, but the principles of post frame construction,
yes.
this is a curriculum. And I happen to be on the committee that put this together. This is a professional curriculum, and it's to teach people about post frame. So if you go to community college right now, you'll play hell in a high school tech program or in a community college in a construction program, finding much, if anything, maybe a mention about post frame construction. This Now they can tie this in, right? They can
Mm-hmm.
tie this into their education, and businesses, members can have this to train their people, train, new laborers, even new customer service reps. You might hire the best customer service rep. They may not know anything about post frame. Run them through this program. I mean,
Right.
that's what it's meant for, right? And I'll leave this. I didn't mean to plug that so much, but it is on the agenda Tuesday night for those of you coming in. Um, you can sign up to take the exam, right? The certification on Tuesday evening. So
Right.
you can come in, you can register, you can take the exam on site. Last year was the first time we hosted the on site exams, and we were able to, award our first graduates, if you would, at the award ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to do that again this year. It's great. It's great news. It's something to be a part of. And you might say, well, I've been in this industry for 20 years, 20 plus years, right? I know how to build a post. I don't need to go. I'm not really a school guy. I don't need to go through that. Okay, maybe you don't. You can still sign up and take the exam without even doing it. If you take the exam and you pass, you're certified. Okay.
Right.
And the NFBA has an accredited builder program that now requires at least one person on staff to have been through that program and have their certificate.
Exactly. And the beautiful thing with that, Josh, taking it for all the obvious reasons, but I thought of it when you just mentioned it, strictly from a marketing standpoint alone. The fact that you can say we have certified people through the National Association, we are an accredited builder through the National Association, right? The National Frame Builders Association. That in itself carries a lot of weight, or should carry a lot of weight. You can promote that. You can put that on your pickups and on your shirts. You can put it in your ads. You can put it on your quotes. And what that does, right, is there's a difference between not saying this other guy doesn't do a great job, because he probably does. All I'm telling you is I'm accredited. My people have had the training. Is that good or bad? Is it better or worse? That's for
Yeah.
you to decide, sir, right? But it's certainly there, is it not?
It's another layer of legitimacy, in
Mm-hmm.
my opinion, right?
Yep.
And so, I spend my life educating and helping small builders, you know, run a good business and as their partner, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
it's important. These things are important. Legitimacy, things just like Randy's talking about, the marketing aspect of it. It's hard to put a dollar value on that. It
It is.
really is. And builders get in the show free, right?
Yep. How can you beat that?
Yeah,
I
you
think.
can't. You
Yep.
can't. You can't. And another fun thing to mention for our vendor partners, if you're there and you have a booth and you haven't heard, um, you can give us a list of folks that your clients, your prospects that you want to attend the show and you want them to be able to get in to the show. No problem, no questions asked. Give your list to us.
Yep.
Email it to me, joshin at burrows-supply.com. Email it to Randy. Um, you know,
Yep.
the association. It's easy to find. Get us that list. We want to make sure everybody's on that floor that you want to be there. Okay.
Exactly. And that's a great point. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I kind of forgot about that. But that is, we really do want the right boots on the ground. Right. We want people there that want to be there, that want to
Hmm.
see their because the vendors are so supportive of us, right? I mean,
Hmm.
and
They
the
are.
show's about the vendor too. It's not that we do it for the builder. The association is for the builder. But let's face it, we if without the vendor support, we would not be able to have these kind of events.
No,
Period.
no,
End of discussion.
100%.
Well, I mean, I guess unless you want to charge each builder like 40 grand a year or something, I
right.
suppose. But
I think,
the reality is it's because of these vendors, and that's why I think it's important. And I want to throw out, because you and I are both vendors, right?
hmm
It is important that you give all the vendors a little time. Stop and see them, and thank them. I know
hmm
they'd appreciate it. A lot of these, this takes, I'm with several manufacturers that'll be at the show. And now we don't do, half of the state of Oklahoma like Burroughs does, but we still, this didn't, next year's show starts as soon as this show is over, right? As
hmm
far as getting ready. I mean, these are a whole year long event, not full scale 24/7, obviously, but you start deciding, what do we want to change? What's the new display going to look like? There's a lot of time, a lot of effort that a lot of people at these manufacturers or suppliers put in to be here for you.
hmm
And of course, the advantage is we get to show you our product and hope you buy some stuff right down the road. But
right.
it's still, at the end of the day, there's a lot of effort, and sometimes nothing, if nothing more than, hey, thanks for being here,
Yeah,
right?
a
Thanks, we
hundred
appreciate
percent.
you.
No, yeah, definitely. And as a board member, I try on the last day to get around as many booths as I can to thank the guys for being there. And everybody's exhausted on Friday morning and ready to go home. And so we understand that too. But
Josh, I'm
yeah,
not exhausted because I go to bed at 6 o'clock, because that's what you said I should do.
yeah, I didn't say six, but I did say 10. 10, okay, 10,
Not 10
10,
a.m., not 10
10.
a.m., 10
10,
p.m.
yeah. So,
Yes.
well, since Morgan Arwood, she's our membership director with the NFBA on staff. She was going to be here with us today. She couldn't make it, and so I'm going to say this for her because she would want me
Okay.
to say it. And this is my brownie points too,
Oh
Randy.
yeah, you need those.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Stop by the membership booth. If you're on the trade show floor, stop by the NFBA membership booth. Let Morgan or the board members that are on staff there tell you about what membership with the NFBA means, what it could mean to you and your business. And we've invested in a lot of NFBA swag and giveaways this year. And Morgan got this big wheel that spins around. She's so excited about it. And she always does the click, 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 click. I did that
Okay,
for
she
you,
does that
Morgan.
better than you.
I did.
She does that better than you. But
I know. We might have to edit me out and edit her in
yeah, we
for
might
that
need to
one.
get her on just to edit, just to get the click, 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 click. I can't do
Yeah.
it either, but
I love it when she does that. But
yep.
so yeah, just to come by the booth, and then Randy, I don't know, as we start to think about wrapping up. Not that I'm in a hurry. We could go all day, the two
We
of us,
could, but we probably should.
but you mentioned next year, and I am really excited next year to go back to Columbus, Ohio,
Oh
because
man,
such a good city, such a nice convention center, beautiful hotels, great restaurants, all walking distance right
yes,
there. It's a great location for all of our members in the Northeast. So super excited, but let's not overlook Oklahoma City, guys.
right,
All right.
exactly.
Be
Don't look.
there. This is
Be
an
there.
industry event. Okay. This
Yep.
isn't something, oh, it's too far west or it's too far south. No, let's go. Right. Saddle up. Let's go.
Yes. What's a few more hours in a truck? What's another hour and a half on a plane? And it's well worth it. I've been going. I've been going to this show uh, since back in the day when it was when. And this tells how old I am. This goes back when there was two shows, way back in the day, and under different management, under different everything. But there was two shows. I went every single year. Didn't matter wherever they are. I'm going
Mhm.
because it comes back to me. It's part of the investment as a builder now. Because as exhibitors, we're going to be there because this is where we get a lot of our leads, right? That's where we got to be in front of the people. That's a whole nother subject for a whole nother day. Speaking to the builders, though, this is your industry, folks, and you just got to invest in your
Mhm.
industry. You can't just go it alone all the time out here in middle of nowhere's Kentucky someplace, right? Doing your thing and probably doing great, but there's a whole great big world out there. And there's people, and a final thing I'll say about that, the networking opportunities. It's not just they get to meet Josh, or they get to meet Randy, or they get to meet Joe Shimp, or they whatever. The real some of the real great ones. I've got good friends of mine up in Michigan, known them for forever, and they'd come to the show every year because, and the main reason they came, Josh, is that they met a guy from, I want to say it's New Jersey, could have been Delaware, but it doesn't matter. Just met him at the show, talked, went and had a burger and a beer, turned into an evening of beers and hanging out and become friends. Every year they got together at the show. But more importantly than that, even, is they just found confidants that they could call up at us on a roof going, I don't know what the hell to do with this. I've just never seen this before. They call up their friend in New Jersey, say, hey, what's up? I got this deal. Let me shoot you a little pic. And they'd work together. So
Mhm.
my point is, they would have never found each other, almost mathematically impossible, had they not both been at a show together, right? So
Mhm.
those are just one of those small little wins that's not that small. And and there's tons of them. You and I both, we see people uh, that we might see once a year at a show, but you rekindle the relationship a little bit. You rekindle the friendship. And that's a big part of back to what you said earlier. I think we both said, be at that coffee and and breakfast in the morning. Take a side step or trip through the host hotel bar and you know grab a buddy a beer and have a quick chat. Those are a big part of what we do while you're there too. And if you
Mhm.
don't do that, you're missing out on a big part of whole the whole show. It's to me like it's like paying for the tickets to go to the Super Bowl and then spending the whole time out in the hallway eating a $26 hot dog and a $40 beer, right? I mean, you might
Right.
want to set. You kind of went there to sit in the stands and watch the game, right?
Mhm.
And it's the same thing here.
Yeah.
Be involved. There's so many things to be involved with. So
Yeah.
that's all I got.
Set your vacation responder on your email. Change your voicemail. Let people know. Hey, look, I'm at my industry's main association event. Okay. I'm learning. I'm helping myself be a better business owner. I'm helping myself grow my business, and all of these things. I'm doing it for my business, which is why you're calling me. I'll call you back.
Yep,
If you don't hear
exactly.
from me before Friday evening, I'll call you on Friday evening,
Right.
right? So, yeah,
Yep.
make
Yeah,
time out and take
exactly.
the time.
Take the
Okay.
time. And that's a great point. And then I know I'm going to let you go. I got to go. We all got to go. Um, but show up. What you just said, and again, I'm going to stop because I could go forever because this is an area that I
Me
love.
too. Me too. Yeah.
But let people know that you're going to the show ahead of time. Let your customers know. Let the people you're building for, let everybody know. Because here's the deal. If you let them know and shoot some video from the for social media if you get into that at all. If you're not, you should be. Sorry, my take. But let people know I'm going to the show. I just showed up in Oklahoma City. Never been here. Wow, what a cool city. Look at the show hall. Hey, look at this beautiful booths. Look at this entertainment or educational I'm attending. Because not to show off like, look at me, I'm in Oklahoma City. It's because the message, like you just said, and I love that, is I'm a professional in
Hmm.
this industry, and I'm here in Oklahoma City spending this time. Yes, am I having fun? Of course, but I'm spending this time so I can be the best builder I can be for you, Mr. or Mrs. Customer, right?
Hmm.
That's a message that gets missed way too often. That is marketing 101 stuff that you could have months worth. And I know you're way into this too. You do a lot of the same kind of stuff I do. Oh my God, I probably go a little crazy, but I almost take a video because I'm headed towards the coffee shop, right? I mean, but the point, but you understand the point, right?
Hmm.
It's important to let people know I'm engaged. I'm in this industry. This is what I live for. This is what I do, and I'm here to do this to try to bring this back to the local community. So that's my parting words. What else you got, Mr. Presidente elect?
I look forward to seeing you at the NFBA. If you don't know me, please stop me if you see me in the hallway. Uh, I would love to meet you and talk to you about the industry, and why I do what I do, and why I am where I am, and just really looking forward to this event, Randy. I can hardly wait.
I can't wait either. And guess what? There's a chance that both of us will have some cool socks on.
There is a chance, and I don't have any on today. Mine are just straight black today, but
Oh, I have no straight black socks.
I'm at least wearing blue jeans today.
That's fair.
Just,
That's fair. I'm not going to tell you I'm wearing shorts
I know you
because
were wondering.
I was. That was that. I thought about that when I got up this morning, but which scared me a little. But um, but I do have a really issue. I'm going to really become very cool in the cool sock world because I love cool socks. We both love
Hmm.
cool socks.
Hmm.
I have zero brown, black, or blue socks. I have white socks for like workouts and stuff, but the problem is the evil sock eaters keep taking my socks, and I think I've got about 12 now, cool
Hmm.
socks that are orphans or only childs, I guess I should say. I don't throw them away because I love them. I have no idea. Like, I think I'm going to, apparently, Josh, I feel like I'm going to wander back into a Hampton Inn in Buffalo, New York that I was at 7 months ago, and they're going to say, Mr. Chafee, is there any chance you left one of your socks? It's my dream, right?
Yeah, you
But so
never
what?
know.
You never know. It's never. You never say never. But here's what I'm going to do. That I don't know what they call it, but the kids nowadays have this thing where they just wear mixed match color socks. They don't even
Hmm.
match,
Hmm.
like green and a red or whatever they do. So I'm thinking about starting that trend and cool socks plus, and I'm just gonna not wear the same cool
Yeah,
socks as a pair. I'm just gonna grab whatever. What do you think? Because I got probably 12 individuals. That's 6 pair that I could mix match. I have to do the math on that one, but I could probably go. I could probably go 3 weeks and never have the same look.
I
I
think
think
you
that
should do it. I think you should definitely do it.
I might do it at the show. Maybe
You
I'll give you a freebie if you ask me about it at the show, and
go for it.
and
Yeah.
I happen to. I mean, all
Mhm.
right, my band. We'll see you very soon now, brother. It's going to be great to hang out with you and spend time, break bread, and just enjoy the industry that we live, breathe, and let a little blood over now and then because we love it. And I appreciate you being on. Appreciate all you do at Burroughs. Big shout out to a big supporter of the industry, big supporter of the show. Appreciate all you do there. Post
Absolutely.
Frame 360, Great event. Catch the show. I catch every single one, and especially these next 4 or 5 weeks with I get a good indicator of some of the speakers that's going to be at the show. So that's it, man. Let's get around, keep doing what we're doing, and we'll go make this the greatest show ever. What do you think?
Awesome. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
All right.
Thanks,
Cheers, brother.
Randy.
Appreciate you, buddy. All right.
Thanks for
You have a
having me
great day.
on.
Everybody, thanks. See you in Oklahoma City. Don't make me come find you. Come. All right. See ya.